What's up, everybody? This is Josh back here for Inside Wrestling Truth, and I'm back here today for my final WrestleMania video. Before I give you my WrestleMania predictions, um, kind of getting amped up for WrestleMania. Uh, I'm not going to talk about this year's WrestleMania. Let's do the top 10 WrestleManias of all time. I based the top 10 on just great shows, epic moments, great matches, etc. Uh, but these are my top 10 WrestleManias of all time. Number 10 on my list is the first WrestleMania. Uh, for that time, that card was stacked. It was something that the WWF had never really did. Uh, it really opened the doors for the rest of the WrestleManias, because it worked so well. Um, we have the big main event at the first WrestleMania. Hogan and Mr. T versus Piper and Orndorff and Bob Orton and Snuka. WrestleMania 1 I put on the top 10 list because I felt like without the first WrestleMania we wouldn't have any more, if you know what I mean. Really, really opened the doors for everything else. Coming in at number 9 on my list is WrestleMania 10 from Madison Square Garden. I enjoyed this event. Of course, this is where Bret Hart wins the title back over Yokozuna. We also had the epic ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. Had a street fight between Savage and Crush. I thought all around this was a really, really great pay-per-view. And I don't think it gets enough credit for being a good pay-per-view. And at WrestleMania 10 comes in at number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list is WrestleMania 20 from Madison Square Garden as well. The main event for that show was just fucking epic, with Benoit and Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They had Cena and Big Show. I mean, it was just a great pay-per-view, stacked from head to toe. But the match that really just was awesome and grabbed my attention was Benoit, Michaels, and Triple H, and Triple Threat Man. And it was cool to see Benoit finally win the world title. Number 7 on my list is WrestleMania 22. This one was in Chicago. Very underrated pay-per-view. Never gets talked about. WrestleMania 22. We had Cena and Triple H in an incredible match. We had a triple threat match for the world title: Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio. So Rey Mysterio went over and shocked everybody and won the world title. We had Undertaker and Mark Henry. We had Edge and Mick Foley. Wow, WrestleMania 22 was great. And I think WrestleMania 22 is another one that never gets talked about, but it was a very good show. That's why it's number 7 on my list. Just all around a great show, man. Number 6 on my list is WrestleMania 6. If you were a kid when I was, you knew how big WrestleMania 6 really was. The Warrior Hogan match was huge at its time. I mean, just huge, man. But WrestleMania 6 really was a stacked card, man. How many matches is there? There's like fucking 20 matches. Not really, but damn near. I really don't have to speak on the Warrior Hogan match. You know how great and how epic it was for its time. And I still think it's a great match. I can sit back and watch it today. Um, WrestleMania 6 was just a fun time of wrestling for me as a child. I just remember it really well. Um, it was the first time we had title for title, but a really stacked card. I mean, we had DiBiase and Jake the Snake. We had Rick Rude and Jimmy Snuka. Demolition versus Andre and Haku. That's where Andre turns face. We had Hakeem versus Boss Man. They were a tag team and they broke up. Fuck man. I mean, I can keep going, but it's just a great event. WrestleMania 6, number 6 on my list, just because the main event, and it was just so much action packed. It was an action packed event, man. It really was. WrestleMania 6. Number 5 on my list is, which I feel is the most underrated WrestleMania of all time. Number 5 on my list is WrestleMania 8 from Indianapolis, Indiana. Wow, this card was awesome. We had two main events. We had Hogan and Sid. Remember Hogan going over? Really great match. Well, not a great match, but a good match. And we seen Papa Shango come out and interfere, and then we seen the return of the Warrior at WrestleMania 8. Then the other main event we had Ric Flair, the WWE Champion Ric Flair versus Randy Savage. So Randy Savage went over. We had Bret Hart and Piper. In my opinion, the best match of the night at WrestleMania 8. You had Undertaker and Jake Roberts, another great match. Uh, WrestleMania 8 was just stacked, man. And it never gets talked about. I don't understand it. But that's why it's number 5 on my list. If you're a young fan and you've never seen WrestleMania 8, go back and watch it because it's a damn good show. Number 4 on my list is WrestleMania 14. WrestleMania 14, if you remember, is where Stone Cold finally won the WWF title over Shawn Michaels. Very epic event. We had the Kane Undertaker the first time, which was a huge build up. It was really great. We had the tag team dumpster match between the New Age Outlaws and Mick Foley and Terry Funk. Man, just action packed, man. During the Attitude Era, I love that WrestleMania, man. WrestleMania 14, definitely number 4. Number 3 on my list is WrestleMania 7. Now, these are the top 3. These are the big boys, the ones I like the most, in my opinion, are the best. Number 3, WrestleMania 7. Remember they had to move it outdoors, indoors, because of the Sergeant Slaughter situation. We had Slaughter and Hogan in the main event. Our soldiers were at war with Iraq, and Slaughter acted like an Iraqi sympathizer, and boy did it cause some heat. One of just one of the greatest moments in WWF history. Just a great feud, great match, great ending. We had Career versus Career, Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage. Just an awesome match, guys. Awesome. Wow. When these two worked together, Warrior looked really good. He looked really special. Them and Savage were special together when they worked. We had Virgil and the $1 Million Man, who had just broken up. So this was fresh. This was hot. Virgil and DiBiase going at it. This was also the last time that we seen the Demolition. This was their last event. Undertaker. It was a debut of the Undertaker at WrestleMania. This is his first ever WrestleMania match. He beat Snuka. Just tons and tons and tons of fucking great matches on there. Um, WrestleMania 7. Go check it out, guys. Number 2 on my list, WrestleMania 17. Wow. This was during the Attitude Era. Um, it was just unbelievable. Uh, main event we had Austin and Rock. But man, oh man, it was just. We had the gimmick battle royal, if y'all remember that. But from top to bottom, I don't really remember all the matches offhand right now. But I just remember WrestleMania 17 being one of the best ones that I could just sit there and watch the whole thing over and over and over. And I remember how epic the Austin Rock match was. Really good, Really good deal. Number 2, WrestleMania 17. Number 1 WrestleMania all time, in my opinion, this is my opinion, was WrestleMania 3 in the Pontiac Silverdome. I just feel, we had the first WrestleMania that really took the boom, and then I feel like we went down at 2, and then we hit WrestleMania 3, and Andre Hogan build up was ridiculously awesome. I mean, this is my first moment as a WWF fan, was remembering the Andre Hogan feud. I mean, it was something great. I mean, if you weren't around as a kid for that time, then you really missed something. Andre Hogan, the match wasn't as great. We're going to get to the great match on that card in a minute, but Hogan and Andre set the tone for WrestleMania. They drew 93 million people, no, not really, but something like that, people just for this one match. That shows you how special they were and well they worked together, Andre and Hogan. But what the people got in Detroit when they come to see Andre and Hogan was they got to see something very, very special in the Intercontinental title match between Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage, which I consider one of the best matches of all time. We had Jake the Snake and Honky Tonk Man. Wow, there were so many great matches on that card that nobody talks about. I don't get it. But I feel like Andre and Hogan set the tone for WrestleMania for its time. And that's why it's number 1 on my list of greatest WrestleManias of all time. That's my top 10 WrestleManias. Let me know how you feel. Sorry I had to cut some of the countdown short because I've run out of time. I got stuff to do today. But later on, I have my WrestleMania predictions. Like I always say, get your money and pay your bills. Peace.